Howdy Hangers, welcome to the Hammock Hangers Podcast Adventure Vlog Series, Episode 1. This is our attempt into bringing you along on some of the trips that, well, we actually do take. So, sit back and hopefully enjoy our very first adventure into, video. Today, I'm going to be heading out to a place that we've been to numerous times, Hidden Pond. I'm going to start at Pat's Island Trailhead and make just an overnight hike, camp out, and then hike back in the morning. But hopefully bring you along and show you some of the ways that we do adventure. So let's get into it. All right, so we got our first stop. It's, my favorite place in the world, Walmart, just to pick up a few things to add to our pack that I didn't have at the house. And so we're gonna make a coffee break and then hit the trailhead. Alright everybody, well, we've hit the trailhead here at Pat's Island in the Juniper Prairie Wilderness in the Ocala National Forest. There's actually a run happening today from a gentleman that I just had a conversation with who just started a podcast as well called Where's the Finish? So if you're into trail running and ultra trail runners, I think he's running a 15K or something going on this weekend here. Go check out his podcast. And well, we've got lights, we've got a camera. Let's get some action. Starting our hike, and as you can see, coming through, we've had some wildfires in the past little bit. See some of that burnt wood from the trees. They usually do pretty regular fires that come through here. Just helps clear out some of this brush. As you can see, the palmettos are pretty unaffected or quickly come back. There's a couple of different ways that you can get to Hidden Pond from the trail. As I said before, I'm coming down from Pat's Island. You're gonna hike south on the Florida Trail. It's about 3.5 miles. Not too bad of a jaunt. The other way is coming north from Juniper Springs, which is a really pretty area. If I've got some time, I may drive down there and give you guys a view. One of my favorite places in Florida is the natural springs that are kind of dotted in a few different places around the state. It's really pretty. It's a nice little break from the beach that everyone associates.
We have arrived. Pretty warm hike, but not humid like it normally is. Oh wow. Here is the infamous hidden pond. Unlike on all trails where it calls this hidden lake, as you can see, it's definitely a pond. It's spring fed, so the water that you get from here is pretty clean. Let's walk on down here to the pond. As you can see, the water is pretty clear and butterflies down there. All right, we're gonna head back up that area up there, find us a camp spot. Well, folks, we got to camp and well, we're all set up. This is kind of a impromptu trip, really. Kind of been looking to get out for the last couple weeks, but just haven't had the time. Schedules have been crazy, and school has been crazy, and we're getting ready and to make plans and finalize details on our Denmark trip. So not really a lot of free time, either both in the schedule or mentally as well. So I think that's one of the good reasons it's able for me to get out and just take a break from things. The hike in was really quiet, actually, which is pretty different than the last few times that I've hiked out here. The scrub jays usually are crazy, letting all their friends know, hey, there's a hiker coming by, and they're making a lot of noise, and they really didn't make a sound at all. We walked through and had a few flutter up, but other than that, really not too much. Did run into some path of a few other hikers that looked like they were coming through. They just walked past the pond here a minute ago. Had about 3 dogs with them, and one of them, I think, really wanted to hike with me because I was hiking a little bit faster than they were. And then he came up and he was hiking with me a few different times, and they'd whistle for him to come back. And we did that 3 or 4 times, so I guess I got enough distance between me and them to deter the wandering off from the other hikers. But no, the heat was really nice. The last time that I hiked out here, well, I was carrying about 200 extra pounds on my gut, so the hike was significantly less strenuous. I didn't even stop at all, and I was really surprised at the 3 miles that just flew by. Yeah, it's hot. It's about 80 degrees in the day, and I don't do anything fast, so I got to the trailhead a lot later than I wanted to, and I'm here a lot later, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon now. I'm gonna just chill and relax and maybe walk around, take a few more pictures. My wife jokes that whenever we hike, I'm usually slow because I like to take pictures of every little minute detail, and that's pretty factual. I'm much more of the micro of things, and hear and see some of the smaller things that, you know, if you're looking at the bigger picture, you may miss. So hopefully you guys enjoy the little videos that I did on the Florida Trail hiking down here, and hopefully you enjoyed some of the smaller pictures that I took as well. Hope to get a few more pictures around this area and explore this area, maybe a little bit more than what I have in the past, and here to take you along with me. Another kind of adventurous part about this trip is I really just kind of scrambled and threw everything into my backpack just to get out. As I said before, it was a last minute trip, so I'm really interested to see what kind of roulette of, oh, I didn't bring this, that I'm going to find over the next trip. Luckily, I have my hammock and my quilts are all set up, but I kind of did forget something pretty major. However, it doesn't look like that I'm going to need it, but I'll fill you guys in a little bit later on what that is. Hopefully not too many more things that I need to add to that list. All right, everybody. Well, we are up at dinner time. Took a little nap, nice little hour long slumber. Then walked around some of the area, went and visited where we usually hang up. I guess there's about 3 guys that are hanging out there. They are actually swimming in the pond right now, so you hear some talking. That's them in the background. Walked around some of the other areas that's open to camp here that seem to be pretty nice. There's another camping spot after you get into the view and to the right. We've always gone to the left, but from the main area. I walked over there and looked around, and I think I might choose that spot next time that we're out here. It's pretty shaded and nice on that point, so you get a nice view into the prairie. But right now, it's dinner time. All right, tonight's dinner is actually going to be from a brand that I've actually never tried before. It's this Good to Go pad thai. Looking at rice noodles with American shrimp sauce and peanuts, handcrafted in our own kitchen in small batches with clean ingredients. I'm looking at the ingredients, and well, I can pretty much read all of them. Everything looks good. It's about 460 calories with 17 grams of protein, so that's kind of what I need. It only has 1 serving, which works best for me, and it's made here in Maine. So, well, not here, but in Florida, but up in the United States. So it's always good to support the U.S. companies. Yeah, just looking for a little bit more than a cup of water. 15 minutes, so we should have dinner. It is gluten-free and pescatarian. Oh, I can fix that. Well, we got some beef jerky that we're also adding to it for a little bit of zing. All right, we'll check back when it's ready. It's pretty good on the inside. I'm seeing some rice noodles and some seasoning in there. They also give you a little pack of peanuts to add at the end, and well, there's our little tender bites for a little bit of extra protein. Now, as per the directions, we're going to wait 15 minutes and think about the universe. This is what we got. Not looking super delicious there, but it's not about all of what it looks like. All right, let's add in these peanuts here. All right, let's give this a taste. All right, so we got some of these noodles, we got some of the peanuts here, got some of the vegetables I'm kind of sort of seeing, and obviously we got some of the teriyaki beef. So here we go. Okay. Not bad, not great, nothing to say wow about, but definitely, like most backpacking meals, could use a little bit of hot sauce. So I'm going to finish this up, and hopefully we might get to see some pretty sunsets tonight. Good morning, everybody. Slept for probably a good 10 hours last night. Slept pretty well. Pretty loud out here at night. There was a few different random noises happening throughout the night. Heard some frogs, heard some gators, heard a bunch of loud squirrels, and eventually just kind of tuned out. I finally got quiet around probably about midnight. I woke up and didn't hear too much, but now it's time for breakfast and coffee. I had to switch shirts. Some of the mosquitoes were coming out this morning, so I had to give myself a little extra layer. Today's breakfast is actually one of our HangCon sponsors. It's going to be Peak Refuel, biscuits and gravy. So hopefully it was a little bit better than the pad thai I had last night. The pad thai worked, just didn't really taste like much. I would say that I'm definitely glad I was able to add that beef jerky to add a little bit more flavor to it. A little bit of shrimp paste flavor and a little bit cumin. Other than that, not really doing it for me. I would definitely need to tweak a little bit for it to make it a regular appearance. But I have been told about the biscuits and gravy. This is really, really good. It was the first time I've actually had one of Peak Refuel's meals. I know Paul really raved about them. He did specifically tell me about this one, that I need to break up the biscuits a little bit more before I rehydrate it. So we'll try that, and yeah, I'm definitely not going to finish both of these servings. There's 2 servings per bag. We're looking at around 570 calories per serving, and let's see, 18 grams of protein. So it's pretty good. Should be enough to get me out on this long 3-mile hike out. So get that going. It says that you need 1 1/3 cup of boiling water and about 10 minutes. So while that's rehydrating, I'm going to get my coffee going as well. Alright, I got my biscuits all broken up. Comes in with 2 biscuits, and got everything kind of mixed up and just waiting for the water to boil. Oh, I think we got a boil. Oh yeah. My coffee this morning, I've got a sugar-free with collagen added G7 instant coffee. Probably one of my favorite coffees to take out on the trail. Mixes up good. Already has cream and sugar in it. I normally take my coffee black, but I'm also a pretty coffee snob, so I have to have really good coffee. But out here on the trail, this instant coffee does a great job. Now, we just wait for our biscuits and gravy. Morning, everybody. Well, we got our breakfast going, and had to let it sit for the 10 minutes and opened it up, and everything looks pretty good. Took a bite. I probably would give it another 5 minutes of rehydrating, but it's fine. Taste is really good. The biscuits are still kind of hard. But the sausage is nice and soft and pretty well seasoned, not overly salty. Gravy is looks pretty good. I would think maybe with a little bit more time it would thicken up just a little bit, but it's not bad at all. Flavor is pretty similar to what you would probably find at like a Hardee's biscuits and gravy, which I actually kind of like. I do prefer homemade a little bit better than all the others, but this is definitely not homemade, but this is definitely pretty fine victuals out on the trail. Well, everybody, I'm about to pack up camp, but I thought I'd give you a rundown of kind of the gear that I'm taking this weekend. As I said before, this was kind of an impromptu trip, so I just kind of threw things into a pack. So this is not necessarily my go-to gear loadout, but mostly it is. Let's take a look. All right, so I have my Osprey Exos 48 pack. Just got some trekking poles that I will be replacing. I've had them for a few years. They're pretty heavy. They were pretty cheap, but they've worked so far the last couple years. I'm looking to upgrade probably here shortly. Let's move on to my suspension. I'm using the Polyblend webbing from Dutchware. I've got a Dutch hook here, and using the beetle buckle suspension with a universal loop. And coming down, got my trusty Warbonnet Ridge Runner hammock. I have replaced the bars. Not there's anything wrong with the ones from Warbonnet. However, the bars that you use with the Banyan are significantly lighter. As we continue along, I have my Thermarest pillow. I've got my hammock gear, 40-degree top quilt and underquilt. This is kind of my beater set that I've used for, oh my gosh, it's probably been 5 or 6 years, probably even longer. Probably closer to 7 or 8 actually. It's kind of the set that I take on most of my trips, and it's worked really, really well. As you can see, I've made some other adjustments to my Warbonnet Ridge Runner as well. I'll probably be making another video on that. I also have my hammock gear Cuban fiber tarp, 12 foot with doors. Looking down here at my cook kit, I have my Snow Peak 550 pot and kind of my Amazon special stove with my titanium spoon, as well as remnants from breakfast I'll need to pack up. One thing that I did add to my kit is this Ursack. One of the things that I really just dislike about the backpacking process, especially in the Ocala National Forest, which is the highest concentration of black bear in the country. Granted, they're pretty small. Even the big ones are relatively small. But you do have to hang your food or have a bear bag of some sort. I hate hanging a bear bag, so the Ursack comes in nice and handy. So what did I forget? Well, not too much. At least not too much that if situations hadn't have been different, then the trip wouldn't have been a failure. Except for one thing. One thing that I would like to have had is just a small towel. I didn't bring any extra change of clothes except for the shirt. And if I would have brought an extra pair of shorts, maybe I could have hopped in the pond yesterday, but I didn't, but that's okay. I didn't bring a trowel, which wasn't necessarily a big deal either. I do have tent stakes, and there's plenty of ways that I could have made a trowel out here. However, as you notice, my tarp is not hung up. I do have a ridge line, and however, I do not have any guy lines on my tarp. That would have been kind of a big deal if I would have had to actually pitch it for rain. For some reason, as I'm moving gear from one setup to another, apparently the guy lines got confiscated from this one and never put back. So when I unfurled it from the snake skins, oh, I don't have any guy lines, and I didn't bring any extra cordage with me this time either. So luckily, last night was dry, and I stayed dry too. So note to self, make sure you check your tarp for guide lines before you leave. Well, camp is all packed up, as you can see, and we're gonna hit the trail before the sun gets out too hot. I'm not gonna make the same mistake that I made yesterday. Although again, the humidity is not that bad. Although I've never not hiked out of here where the sun is not completely magnified glass right over me like an ant. So we'll see how today goes. And we're off from the main campsite. Say goodbye to the pond. Till next time. You can see that little gap there. That's where the Florida Trail continues to head south to Juniper Springs, but we're taking the trail that way back up to Pat's Island. Coming up on the Florida Trail where kind of intersection happens with the Hidden Pond Short. I see where we continue on the Florida Trail here. That's which way we're actually going. But if we turn around, now we've got a marker here, this tree, and the Hidden Pond short trail comes up through and back into that scrub that way. This is where we came from. Well, that's a wrap, everybody. Hope you've enjoyed our episode 1 of our Hammock Hangers podcast adventure vlog series. I already realized that my video aspect ratio is off, but like I said in the intro, it only gets better from here, hopefully. Happy hanging, everybody.